Welcome to Unity, where we are awakening. We are waking up. We are transforming the world by the power of spiritual evolution, expansion, and growth, individually and collectively. Welcome into the energy that is Unity of Bellevue. I'm Reverend Marla Mason, and I am your senior minister and spiritual leader. And I am blessed and privileged to lead this community and to love my life as I do. I am so grateful to be in community with you this morning. I want you to know that our theme this month is community and connection. What we're talking about is moving into a deeper and a kinder and a more honest understanding of ourselves and of our connection to all things. The fact that we are inextricably connected at a very, very deep level. So how do we move into a deeper understanding of our connection to all things and what that means in the context of our power to love, our power to grow, our power to serve in order that the world might become a better place. So that's what we're about this month. Today we are specifically talking about that deep, intimate connection that we have with the infinite and our being in the infinite, which means we have a deep and intimate connection with one another. We have some beautiful folks who are helping me be about this work this month. And today, who we have on our team, first, I want to thank Lynn Zeller for giving us a powerful meditation this morning. Really terrific. I'm so grateful for you, Lynn, and for the leadership you bring to our community and for the deepening through our meditation service. Lynn is also serving as a prayer chaplain this morning, along with Lori Coleman. Lynn and Lori will be available to you for prayer circle after our gathering here today, and you'll learn more about that a little bit later in the service. Rita Schwarting is our board host today. Welcome, Rita, and thank you for serving on our Unity Board of Trustees. And then, as always, somewhere in the background, we have our own Monica McDowell-Elvig, who is our administrator. She's also our tech guru and Sunday morning producer, which who knew, you know, last year this time we didn't even need a Sunday morning producer. Now we do. And we are super blessed that Monica has owned that role and has stepped in boldly to bringing us the technology that we need to meet virtually as we are. I also want to welcome this morning, our guest artist is David Roth. David is such a gift to the New Thought movement. He is a powerful and skilled musician, a songwriter and lyricist. David, he's won a whole bunch of Posse Awards, the Grace Note, the Unity Worldwide Ministries Award for great music. He has won that. He has written songs that have awakened and enriched my own soul. I'm specifically thinking Don't Should on Me. That was one of my favorites. Also really grateful for Rising in Love and some of his other music. And as we were meeting before the service to do our run through this morning, David was sharing, you know, that he used to sing at our center in the old days, if you will. And so I'm really grateful to welcome him back into the love energy and the life energy that is Unity of Bellevue. David.
Great to be with you all, and thank you for this glorious opportunity. So I'm going to start off with a song. You can sing along with me. It's very easy to learn right on the spot. And if you happen to be in a room with another person, you could look at them right now and say, I can't wait to hear you sing. Otherwise, you'll all be on mute. I'll be singing along, and a very simple song about this feeling of connection. Goes like this. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. Try that with me. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all. I am here, we go. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all.
And so we turn within with these words of affirmation, and we recognize the truth that there is only one thing happening, one life, one power, one presence, and we lift ourselves, we expand our minds, our hearts, our very beingness in the conscious awareness of this truth. And this life, this power, this presence is for the greater good. Even as we are embodiments of this presence, we are for the greater good of all. And so we own this truth, and we own the responsibility that comes with it. We are here for the greater good. And we surrender to this mission, to this beingness, opening our hearts and minds and knowing that we come together in spiritual community this morning to deepen, to grow, to expand our ability to serve, to love, to grow. And so I simply declare a blessing on this time today, knowing exactly the right people are in the virtual room, knowing that the divine appointment we are keeping this day enriches our lives and makes the world a better place. I give thanks and I surrender this time to the infinite mind of God that knows how to make it all happen so perfectly, so divinely, with love. And so it is. Amen. 1 second, David. Not quite that quick. It's quick. It's not quite that quick. As we prepare to declare our affirmation together this morning, I want to let you know some greater unity community news. And some of you already know this, but I want to make sure everybody knows that our beloved former minister, Reverend Max Lafser, did make his transition on September 23rd. Max was a pretty special guy, and he served this community in two different chunks of time. He was a unity minister for over 50 years. He served a number of communities all over the country, most recently down in Texas for the last 11 years. He served on the Unity Worldwide Ministries Board of Trustees. He was really a powerful advocate and presence for creating a world that works for everyone. And so as we celebrate his graduation to that next plane of consciousness, the next plane of awareness, I just wanted to invite you to open your heart to the spiritual truth of this message today. We are inextricably connected. There is only one life, And Reverend Max, as he transitions from this form of life to the next, remains in our hearts in such powerful and beautiful ways. So as we say this morning's affirmation, I just invite you to recognize its connection to the life energy of this man that we call Reverend Max Lasser, and to hold him and his family lovingly in your heart. So I'm going to read through our affirmation once, and I invite you to just open your heart to take it in, and then I'll ask you to join me reading it with conviction. So here's how it goes for the month of October. At the center of my being lies the life-giving presence of the infinite. I effortlessly connect with this presence as I joyfully embrace the essence of God in everyone and everything. And so it is. Please join me in declaring these words of truth. At the center of my being lies the life-giving presence of the infinite. I effortlessly connect with this presence as I joyfully embrace the essence of God in everyone and everything. And so it is.
This is a song based on a true story. And when I heard this story, I said, oh, this must be music. No names are changed, but a paradigm is mightily shifted. And it's all about community and looking at one another with greater kindness. True story. Jessica Robles, a single young mother, was struggling to feed her 3 kids. She went to the market without any money. Family had fallen on hardship. She took what she needed right into her shopping cart. Did not take one extra thing. Some milk and some meatballs, some hamburger helper, canned corn, peaches, and chicken wings. Her kids were so hungry, she had to do something. Never had planned to be poor. She didn't know who else she could turn to. Rolled that cart right out the door. That's where a policewoman saw Jessica Robles and caught her red-handed in this. I can't go to jail, Jessica sobbed and she pleaded. Who'll take care of my kids? Officer Thomas saw a much bigger picture, much larger than milk or than bread. Arresting this mother would solve nobody's problems. She had a notion instead. She pulled out her wallet and took out 6 20s. Paid for those groceries in full. When others got wind of the story, more money came pouring in for Jessica Robles. A woman named Mayra gave her $200. She said, I've been right where she is. And one of the local businesses kicked in with 500 more for her kids. When that story appeared on the late evening news, someone watching offered Jessica a job. To say she was grateful would not scratch the surface. Went down to her very last straw. The world may seem random and bad things may happen. Without rhyme or reason it seems. But now and again, something stunning reminds me that goodness is more than a dream. is more than a dream. Goodness is more than a dream. Goodness is more than a dream. Goodness.
Thank you, David. Goodness is more than a dream. It's a reality. It's what we are. And if we are not living from that place, if goodness is not expressing as us, that has to do with us. It has to do with all of the things that we have allowed to get in the way of the natural flow of the goodness that we naturally are. And that's one of the reasons that we come together in spiritual community, is to remember the truth of who we are, and to find ways to release the things that would block the expression of our natural goodness, our deep and powerful isness that is good. And today we are actually launching officially our stewardship program. And our theme for our stewardship program this year is Love, Grow, Serve. Love, grow, serve. And what I want to do this morning on this theme of inextricably connected, connection and community, what I want to do this morning is invite you into the consciousness of being something, into the consciousness of being, so that our doing grows out of a way of being that is life affirming and that is empowering, and that gives us the sourcedness. Boy, that's an interesting word. The sourcedness to wake up ourselves and to make the world a better place as we love, grow, and serve through this human experience that sometimes seems so crazy. Do you ever think this is kind of a wild experience? I know I do. How do we love, grow, and serve through this human experience? That is, how do we anchor in love? You notice love was the first one, right? We want to anchor in love and grow from that place of self-love and other love, and then serve from that consciousness, serve from that energy. And I want to share with you in a little more detail exactly what I mean when we are talking about love, grow, and serve. What do we mean? So let's look first at love. When we are talking about love in this context, we're talking about being the place where love can show up, where we love God, where we love each other, where we love ourselves. And we love ourselves so powerfully that it is effortless to simply let that love spill up over and out of us and be the nature of who we are. This is what Jesus told us to do. These are the greatest commandments. And from this place, we can transform our circumstances as we see God in everything and everyone. And we recognize the divinity of the infinite, not just in me, but everywhere, everyone and everything. We love more powerfully. We live with open hearts. So when we're talking about love, this is what I mean. And I used as my inspiration for the idea of love this month a quote from Reverend Michael Beckwith. He said, "You're not meant to wait for it. You're not meant to search for it. You are meant to generate it." And I love how deep and powerful this wisdom is. How many of you are waiting for love? How many of you are looking for love in all the wrong places? How many of you are wanting to be loved, longing for love? We are not meant to wait for it. We're not meant to search for it. We're meant to generate it. And as we generate love, we just activate this cycle that feeds and re-enlivens the love bucket that's deep within our souls. We are meant to generate it when we live from this life-affirming, generative place. Love simply is who and what and whose we are. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this kind of love that is our theme for our stewardship program. And then what about growing? There is a spark of the divine in each one of us. We are created in the image and likeness of something that is infinite, and all it wants to do is express. All it wants to do is grow into a greater awareness of what it is. And that's what it's doing in this form that we call Marla. It's knowing itself as this form. And as I know myself more deeply, as I examine, what do I think? How do I believe? How do I behave? How did I get to be the way I am? How might I grow and change and express more fully? God is knowing itself more fully as me. It requires courage and commitment to grow. And that's part of why we need spiritual community to grow, because it requires courage and commitment. And I don't know about you, sometimes I'd rather just be fearful and uncommitted. So we grow because it is evolutionary and because it is the nature of the universe to evolve. And as God is evolving itself, it requires that I evolve myself so that God can know itself more fully. And the quote that I chose for grow is Eric Butterworth. He's one of my favorite Unity teachers, and he says, don't go through life, grow through life. See, going through life is that fearful, uncommitted place. I'm just kind of getting through day to day, week to week, job to job, relationship to relationship. But what if I were to grow through life? What if I were to use life as my springboard into a greater yet to be, into an opportunity for God to know itself more deeply as me? Don't go through life, grow through life. Eric Butterworth, what a great teacher. And then serve, as we talk about our stewardship theme for this year. When we give freely of our unique spiritual gifts, our ideas, our time, our expertise. See, these are the God-given gifts through which God knows itself more fully here on planet Earth. And as we give freely of these gifts, we are generating these gifts more fully in the world. We're giving in the same way God has given to us. And you know, there is nothing more powerful than doing everything we can possibly do to duplicate the giving nature of spirit. We are on planet Earth because we have been given life. Let us be life givers. Let us bless others with the gifts we've been given, with the blessings we've been given. And in that way, the world becomes a better place. And the quote I chose to support the idea of serving is, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to others. So many of us, I'm trying to find myself. I'm going to do this workshop or that class or this thing or go on this hike. And you know, there's nothing wrong with all of that. That is, if those are the things that feed and nurture our souls and are the expression of self-love for us, absolutely go for it and do it. But it's not all about you. It's about others. And when we serve, you know, I mean, can you think of a time that you have been in service to others, and how did you feel when you were done? Did you feel more fulfilled, more complete? I know constantly that is the experience I have when I step up in service to others. I find myself, I find my God-given gifts, and I find my God-given purpose on planet Earth. So this is our theme for our stewardship program this year. Let's talk briefly about stewardship and what does that mean, and then we'll talk a little more deeply about community and what it means to be in community and to support community. So when I am talking about stewardship, a steward is one who cares for something. In the old days, estates, they had stewards, right? And the steward was the one who cared for the estate. And what we are being called to do here on planet Earth is be stewards of planet Earth. We have been given an entire planet to care for. There is a universal energy that has placed us here on this planet, in this place, at this time, and we are called to be its stewards. So that's the big picture. But in the small picture of our individual and everyday lives, we are stewards of our own lives. We are carers, if you will, for our own lives, for our own homes, for our families, and for our spiritual communities, the place where we connect, where we love, where we grow, where we serve. We are stewards of that community. And some of us, care for the gifts we've been given, our homes, our relationships, our families, our spiritual community. Some of us care for those things with a greater commitment than others. However you are caring for all of those things or have been caring for all of those things up to this point in time is perfect. It is absolutely right, because it is where you have been loving, growing, and serving to date. What I'm going to invite you to do today is open up your consciousness a little further for how you might love, grow, and serve more fully, more effectively, more deeply, so that the infinite presence can know itself more fully as you. And what a powerful idea that is. So I want to talk a little bit about the idea of community, because I'm asking you in the next few weeks here to become a steward of our community. So let's talk first. What do I mean when I say community? So first, you guys know I like to look at the words, right? I like to look at what do the words mean. The word community, the root word is common, which makes sense, right? And com, the prefix is com, and that means with. And the second half of the word is munis, or probably munis, I don't know how to say it in Latin. The second half of the word means gift or service. So with our gifts, we are in service. We share common duties toward our community. And interestingly for me, it's not related to the root word, but the way the word community has evolved, it includes the word unity, which of course means singular or one, and is actually the name of our whole movement. How cool is that? And so we share common values, we share common duties. And in our case, related to our greater and deeper and richer understanding of our oneness with one another and with the universal presence. So here at Unity, we have a shared common duty. We have a shared common mission or purpose, and we have a shared common vision. And our mission, our purpose is awakening people and transforming the world. We are here to wake up ourselves and to create structures so that others can join us and also wake up. And through that process, one person at a time, we are transforming the world. Our common purpose, our common duty that we share in this community is awakening people and transforming the world. And our vision, see, we have a pretty big vision. Our vision is around advancing that spiritual awakening. And, originally, it's so interesting, we created this vision a few years ago. And we said that our vision is we are advancing spiritual awakening throughout the Puget Sound region. And people went, oh my God, no, that's too big. That's too big. Can we be in our little Bellevue? And I get it. I mean, it was an audacious vision at the time. And now I realize we have people participating on Sunday mornings and in our classes from across the country and even around the world, because the gift of the pandemic for us has been, one of the gifts of the pandemic for us has been creating this virtual platform, this virtual delivery system. And so Puget Sound, we weren't thinking big enough. As frightening as it was, we have people joining us from all over the world now. So we are advancing that spiritual awakening around the world. And what a beautiful and audacious vision. And I'm grateful for the divine mind of God that has awakened us to the idea that we can be a source of global awakening. We believe in this common shared duty, mission, or vision because we believe that we are inextricably connected, that there is something greater than we are that unifies us all. We call it God, we call it the living one, we call it essence, we call it life energy, we call it universal presence. It has so many names. And it has so many names in part because it's so hard to define, like, right? It's so far beyond our conscious awareness that the best we can do is just kind of do our spiritual practice and have these mind-blowing awakening experiences. And then in the human form, we try and put words around it. Words like life energy, essence, presence, power, living one, all of these names for God. And God is just a little shorthand word for all of those other words. And what we believe, what I believe to the core of my being, is that we are inextricably connected in this essence. And our book of the month this month is called More Together Than Alone by Mark Nepo. And trust me, you want to get your hands on a copy of this book. I know I say that about our book of the month every month, but seriously, these are good books. And for the times that we are in, these times of seeming division and separation, politically and culturally and socially in our world right now, he has a vision for a community of union. Not a community where everybody thinks alike, not a community where everyone agrees, but a community that is unified in its how do I say this? Discovering the power and spirit of community in our lives and in the world. He has a vision that we live in community with one another. And one of the examples Mark Nepo uses in this book when he is talking about the fact that we are inextricably connected, one of the metaphors that he uses is he talks about an aspen grove. Now, I've seen aspen trees. I've heard of quaking aspens. I had no idea the power of an aspen grove. So after he used this little metaphor in the book, I actually went online and I learned some things about aspen groves. So here's the thing about an aspen grove. It is what the term in botany is called, it's a clonal colony. A clone, right? Clonal colony. A single seed creates a network of roots from which individual trees sprout up as far as 150 feet away. A single seed under the earth where we cannot see it creates a root system, a network of roots that gives rise to the entire grove. And what look like individual trees are actually sprouts out of this root system, this network. And they are all so inextricably and intricately connected. Now, the individual tree, depending on conditions, has a typical lifespan of about 40 to about 150 years. The clonal system, the root system below the surface that we cannot see, has a lifespan of up to 80,000 years. The oldest aspen grove is actually in the United States, and I can't remember right now where, and they are estimating it is 80,000 years old and going strong. Going strong. What a powerful idea that what appears to me to be a bunch of individual trees is actually birthed from this root system, this intricately connected network This inextricable, if you could dug down in the earth a little bit and tried to separate out some of those roots and get one tree, you wouldn't be able to do it. And I believe this is true of us. I believe that we are inextricably connected below the surface at a level that with our human eyes we cannot see, but our souls absolutely know it. And sometimes something is in the way and we forget and we believe in separation and tuition and you're bad and there's not enough to support this and that's all the little nattering we do that keeps us small, that keeps us thinking we are an individual tree, not part of a system. I promise you, we are part of a system. And as we cultivate our ability to love ourselves, love others, and as we cultivate our individual and collective spiritual path, and by that I mean grow, and as we serve from that place of self-love and commitment to growth, we recognize more and more deeply all the time that we are inextricably connected, this system that is beneath the surface. And it was interesting to read, the aspen groves are critical to the ecosystem. They are growing and they are serving other members of the ecosystem. Butterflies, deer, elk, beavers eat the bark. They're an integral part. And as the aspen is about its business of creating a network of interdependence, and as it is about its business of growing, as it is recognizing and growing out of its connection, it is serving the greater environment. And surely we are as smart as an aspen grove. Surely we can do as much as an aspen grove can do. And it also occurred to me this morning, the root system is anchored firmly in Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is anchored firmly in the solar system, and the solar system is anchored firmly in the galaxy, in the universe. And I don't know if the aspen grove knows it consciously or not. Maybe it does. But it is having its being in some greater something, an energy, a presence, a life, that we shorthand the word God. That was a super bad sentence, but I know you guys get the point. We are inextricably connected, and our community here at Unity is the place where we get to love ourselves, where we get to grow in our awareness of our connection, and where we get to serve one another and the world to make a difference. Now, one of the things Mark Nepo talks about, he talks about the art of community. And when he's talking about the art of community, he says we have to discover how we are the building blocks of community. How are you a building block in our community? It's like you're one brick in the wall. You're one tree in the aspen grove. How are you a building block in the community? And that's the art of community. How do we all fit together? What is yours to bring to the table? This is the art of community. And then how do we use that? How do we use all of those gifts and all of those things that we all bring to the table to move toward our audacious vision, our shared vision, awakened people in a transformed world? Remember I said earlier, it's an audacious vision. How do we put all of the building blocks in our community together to move toward our vision of individual and collective awakening in a world that works for everyone? Because it is a tall order. And we may or may not ever get there. right? But the art of community is discovering what is ours to do as we move toward that shared vision. And how do we be? What is ours to be? How do we love, grow, and serve along the way of moving toward that audacious vision? This is the art of community. And I just want to invite you into the painting with me. Be a dot with me in the Impressionist painting. And one of the things he says to us in this book, and I'm actually going to read part of it, it's literally in our DNA to merge together to create something. I am reading, I'm going to start on page 22 and then I'm going to go back to page 21. He says, our capacity to join and complete each other is literally in our DNA. I'm going back a page. When atoms join, they form molecules. When molecules join, they form organisms. When organisms join, they form tissue. When tissues join, a body is formed. Unless interrupted, this is the unfolding life. Similarly, when hearts are opened, they form bonds. When bonds are deepened, they form relationships. When relationships are inclusive, they expand our sense of kinship. When kinships are strengthened, a community is created. Unless interrupted, this is the unfolding of the social self, which is the atom of community. You are an atom in our community. And what I invite you to ask yourself, to step into, is how am I to love, grow, and serve as I discover my place in this spiritual community, as I discover my place in moving confidently in the direction of our shared vision of awakening and transforming. One of the ways that you serve this community is with your financial support, because the work that we do has a budget under it. Just like the aspen tree has a root of support under it, the work that we do has a budget under it. And you are a building block in the financial stability of our community, even as you are a building block in fulfilling our mission of awakening people. All the ways that we do that through our Sunday gatherings, our classes, our small groups, our mid-sized groups, all of the ways that we provide support for folks to awaken. You are a building block in creating those ways, in serving our community. And your financial gift is a building block in creating the budget that makes it all happen. The reason we do a stewardship program every fall is your board of trustees is about to move into drafting its budget for 2021. And we need to know how much money we have to work with. So we are asking you to consider the atom that you are in the financial support of this community. And we sent you guys a little letter. Oops, sorry, I'm dropping things now. We sent you guys a letter. Here's mine. And it includes all kinds of information about what we are doing. There's a lovely letter from your board treasurer, Dorothy Bostetter. There's a Q&A with lots of facts about Love, Grow, Serve. Very important. There's an invitation to our Love, Grow, Serve launch party, which is next Sunday, right after service. If you want to receive a party box, which we can hardly wait to send you, you need to RSVP to this party so that we can have it ready for you. We're going to do a parade pickup for your party boxes, so you can open your box when you join us next Sunday for our party. If you haven't received an invitation, or if you haven't yet RSVP'd, you can RSVP on your website, on our website, but you do have to RSVP so we know to prepare a box for you. And we're going to have a party box pickup parade this Thursday at the center between 4 and 6 p.m. You can come and wave at some of your favorite people that you haven't seen in a while, and find, just kind of get together with the root system that's been holding you up during this time. So your invitation is in there. There's some other information, and there's a pledge card in there. So if you haven't received one of these letters, You still can send your email to info@unityofbellevue.org, and Monica will make sure that you get one this week. But it has all the complete info. I want to turn my attention now back to this spiritual idea that we are called to be about something in the realm of form. And the thing that we are called to be about is a spiritual idea. We are called to be about evolving, learning, growing in spirit, that there is something that wants to make itself known as us. And it is that power for good that David Roth was singing about earlier. It is the power of love that opens our hearts and energizes our presence here on planet Earth. It is that which has called us to love, to be for something and against nothing, as Ernest Holmes would say. It is that which only wants to evolve. And so as we evolve, it evolves as us. It is that which only wants to serve, that has blessed us with gifts and with grace and with blessings that we can put to work in the world to make the world a better place. And as we step into this notion of a shared vision of an awakened world that works for everyone, an awakened and transformed world, as we step into this shared vision, not knowing how to do it, but knowing that we are atoms in the body of God, and that how we want to be is the consciousness of love, the practice of growth, and the practice of service in the world. We are duplicating the nature of God, and all is well. And so I want to invite you into a moment of meditation, of prayer, of contemplation of this world that works for everyone. Just bring your attention to your breath. And feel your breath moving effortlessly and easily throughout your body. Surrender to the breath. And recognize your breath right now as the divine activity of spirit in you. The animating force, the animating life, the life of love. It is right where you are. And you simply become aware of every cell in your body vibrating with the power of life. Every cell in your body vibrating with an awareness of its membership in the community of you. And you become alive with an awareness of your membership in the community called humanity. You belong to this grove of humanity, and our root system is deep and powerful and steady. And you recognize your oneness with all people, your membership in the community of love. And in this awareness, begin to see yourself as a generative force of love. And you begin to see yourself as one who is committed to grow. And you become an instant yes for every opportunity that would evolve you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every opportunity that would evolve you as you say yes. To be a being of growth. And from this place of loving awareness, say yes to a life of service. say yes to serve humanity and ultimately the universal presence of that which we call God. And so it is in this conscious awareness that I give thanks for the expansion, for the growth, for the evolution, for the further anchoring in love that we have experienced this day. And I close this message with a grateful, grateful heart. God is good and all is well. And so it is. Amen.
This is a tiny song I've composed on the spot. I'm grateful to be here now and for all that we've got. And it's an upward curve to love, to grow and serve. I'm a steward to generate our highest common purpose. May every breath I take be for love and growth and service. And I stand for love, stand for peace. I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you. I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you. You know our world is in great pain, she needs our loving care again. But there are those who fail to see what we have done and what we need. There is a cost for every act, and now there is no turning back. We burn a bridge, we bang a drum. It's time to rise, the time has come to stand for love, to stand for peace, to stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true, to stand for hope, to stand for you. And if you're thinking it's not urgent, that we've got more time to kill, if I am not the one who will change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So I will move and I will climb this mountain one step at a time. I won't be swayed, I will not stop until we've made it to the top, where we will stand for love and peace, stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. We'll stand for hope, we'll stand for you, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
Thank you, David. So grateful for you. Actually, Monica, I'm sorry. Can I ask you to, I didn't give you a little bit of information that you need to not bring up that PowerPoint right this second. I apologize for forgetting to tell you this. I want to take a moment before, this is typically when we have our offering, but I want to take a moment before we do that today to invite our beloved Becca Palm to come to the fore for a moment. Monica, would you please pin Becca's video? Do you mind, Becca, if we put you in the forefront? Becca Palm is our beloved music director. And last month, in September, was her 2-year anniversary officially in that role. She served for a number of months before that in a temporary role as our music director. But it was September 2 years ago that we stepped into an ongoing relationship with Becca. The thing that I need to say about Becca is what a powerful influence she's been in my life. I first met Becca about 12 years ago. She was the music director at another center where I was an assistant minister. And I couldn't believe, because we both moved in the same orbit for like a number of years and we had never met. And so it was kind of odd to me to think that how could that be? But what I realize now is that we just met at the most right and perfect time, because she and I have served together in a number of different roles in the last 12 years. And I have been consistently and eternally blessed by her wisdom, by her grace, by her skill as a musician, by her commitment to excellence. She's a powerful woman doing powerful work in the world, and not just here in Unity, but also with some other community organizations. And so about 2 weeks late for celebrating her 2-year anniversary, I just wanted to acknowledge Becca and say thank you for all the gifts that you have brought to this community. My beloved Patty left a gift on Becca's front porch this morning. And I just want to invite you, Becca, to enjoy that gift. Go ahead. I told her she couldn't open it. And so I invite you to go ahead and open your gift if you wish. And I just want to say thank you for everything you bring to our community and what a blessing you are. Happy anniversary, Becca.
Thank you, Reverend Marla. I love the community. Thank you so much for having me as your music director. It's my true joy. Really is a deep joy for me. This is the box. I suppose those of you that know, for those of you that have seen the movie Splash, where Tom Hanks gives Daryl Hannah a box, and she's like, "Thank you," and he said, "No, you have to open it." This is the most beautiful box. I'm into aesthetics, so whoever put the bow on, it's really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Shorty.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, it's for you. It's,
okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll read that later. I'll just open this here. I love this. I love the box. So
I knew you were gonna love the animal print.
I do. I really, really do. Wow. Does it have a story?
Rita selected that for you. Rita, do you want to say anything?
I love it. Are you here, Rita? Thank you.
Let me unmute.
I am.
Go ahead, Rita.
Please. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
I know you love your garden.
I do.
Yeah. Remember, she said, "I think I found the perfect gift for Becca, something to hang in her beautiful garden."
Thank you so much. Thank you, actually.
Thank you, Becca, for your gifts and for everything that you bring to our community, including amazing artists like this morning's guest, David Roth. Give him a little extra love. And now I am going to go ahead and turn this over to Rita and invite Monica to do what she was doing right before. Thank you, Becca.
Wow. Good morning. Good morning from Kent, Washington, to people around the Puget Sound and across the country and around the world. We are so blessed this opportunity to be together and to celebrate and to learn and to give, to grow, love, and serve, or love, grow, and serve. I should know that. I invite you to join me in our offering affirmation as we know that our gifts support the work that we do, that we bless people in so many ways. Please join me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
So I give thanks for the gift, and I give thanks for the giver, and I give thanks that we live in a generative, life-affirming universe that is always supporting its own work. And so it's in that awareness that I consecrate these gifts to the good work of Unity of Bellevue with a grateful heart, and so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Monica McDowell Elvig. I'm your center administrator. We are so glad that you are here with us. We are inextricably connected with you and you with us. And if you're vibing that maybe we're your tribe, we'd love to make that connection more intentional. The best way to do that during this time, because everything is online, is to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter that comes out every Thursday morning. And it has all of our events and all of our news on it. You can sign up for that on our website, unityofbellevue.org. And at the bottom of every page is a sign up form. If you do that, I will email you in response and see if you'd like me to mail you a welcome packet that has some free gifts for you. So we invite you to sign up for our weekly newsletter and just connect with us in other ways too. A phone call, an email, a shout out on social media. We're so glad you're here. Some of the events that we do have going on this week online is first Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30. I am leading an EFT practice group. That is a tapping modality. It is also called acupressure for the emotions. If you have anxiety, stress, even PTSD, it's really great at resolving those issues. And we're in a pandemic. We're in a run up to election. Maybe it's a good time to practice some EFT. No experience necessary. Register on our website under classes and workshops under events or on our newsletter. I'm also teaching a workshop in 2 weeks, October 27th, a Tuesday night as well, called Align with Your Divine Purpose. You'll be learning tools and techniques to keep the flow of energy strong and unbroken as you continue to align with your own soul's purpose in this life, why you're here on the earth at this time. And I'd love to teach you those techniques. So join me with that. And again, you can register on our website or through the newsletter. This Wednesday at 1 p.m., we have our Wednesday Community Connect, where we're informally chatting with each other and with Reverend Marla to see how we're doing midweek and to help us stay focused on spiritual principles and practices. The Zoom link for that is on our website under our launch page. And we also have, the Love, Grow, Serve coming up next Sunday. And we have a party box that we want to mail you, or we want to see you when you pick up on Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. If you want us to mail it to you, we found out it comes a little faster than we thought. So you can still get in an RSVP to mail it by tomorrow, and I'll ship that out to you, or RSVP to pick it up 4 to 6 p.m. this Thursday. If that doesn't work for you and you want to pick it up another time, just email me and we'll arrange some other opportunity to pick up your party box. Don't open it. No peeking until Sunday, October 18th at 11:30 following celebration service. Our prayer chaplains today are Lori Coleman and Lynn Zeller. They are eager to pray with you. If you have prayer requests, you can email them directly at prayerchaplains@unityofbellevue.org. You can also go to our website and fill out the prayer request form on the prayer page, and that will go to them. If you would like one of them to call you, either to pray with you or to talk with you, please put that in the prayer requests and one of them will reach out. They will also be leading the virtual prayer circle immediately following the service. We'll have a couple minutes to give a little bit of transition time. We ask that you log off if you're not going to join the prayer circle, and Lori and Lynn will lead you in prayer during that time. Book of the month, Mark Nepo, More Together Than Alone. That is available through our website. If you would like to share in reading this together as a community, to share in consciousness together, it's a way of supporting our bookstore and supporting our center. You can order that under Book of the Month, under events on our website, and I'll ship that out to you. Have a great week, everyone. Reverend Marla.
Thanks, everybody. As we close, know that we are all cells in the body of God, and go forth this week and walk in that consciousness and see how your life changes. In closing, please join me with the prayer for protection. Stick around for the prayer circle after we are finished. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a great week, everybody. I love you all. I'll look forward to seeing you Thursday at the Party Box Pickup Parade. Bye-bye.